As you might imagine, the Psalms are filled with songs because the Psalms are songs. They are meant to be sung in the worship services of Israel. And so Psalm 107 verse 22 says, "Let them offer sacrifices of thanksgiving and tell of his deeds in songs of joy." So the most surprising word there probably is sacrifices of thanksgiving. It makes sense to do it in song. It makes sense that joy would be accompanied in song. In fact, joy and sorrow both, and sometimes the Psalms are singing about sorrow. But thanks that come from joy, of course, there'd be songs. But why sacrifices? And that's the interesting part, because Israel's entire life of worship around God centered around the sacrificial system. They understood that they had a problem. And their problem was that they had offended the holy God. And so there was this intricate sacrificial system and the shedding of blood that never really forgave sin, but was necessary in order for them to be able to bring their praise, to bring their thanks to God. So they became known as sacrifices of thanksgiving. But the New Testament picks up the same imagery even after the cross. Paul writes, "I appeal to you, brothers, by the mercies of God, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship." Notice how he uses that same imagery. And so now offering our bodies is like offering our whole lives, everything that we are. Sometimes we think that 10% of our money or 10% of our time belongs to God. Truth of the matter is all of it does. Our sacrifice of worship to God is to offer our thoughts, our resources, our being, and our entire heart. That's a sacrifice of love. And everything we do, everything that we are, is a sacrifice of thanksgiving to God. And at this time of year, as we recount all of God's wonderful deeds and all of his blessings to us, we also have to remember that we are created for him. And in everything that we do, we need to give him praise. That's our sacrifice of joy and of thanksgiving.